Hello, this is Ben119 and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to carry on with the 10-day challenge in Pikmin 3 Deluxe and we're up to day number 3. So today we're going to be going to the distant tundra, we're going to be getting yellow Pikmin, we're going to be getting a few fruits along the way, and we're going to be killing the second boss and rescuing our third captain so we can progress the story. So yeah, day 1 and 2, some stuff happened. We got Brittany back, we got our first fruit, and we got some fruits near the base to prepare for day 6. And today I'm just going to talk a little bit about why we don't get many fruits in the first half of the run. And that's one, because most of the fruits are convenient to get later on. For example, a lot of fruits are in water or they require different colours, and it's just quicker to go back when you've got different colours because it makes it quicker, and you have more Pikmin at the time, and it's just quicker to get on with the story objectives and then come back and get everything at once later on, in my opinion. Another thing about all fruits as well is later on when we return to areas we will have more Pikmin, and our Pikmin will be more flowered, we'll have spicy sprays with us, we'll have 3 captains with us, and it's just going to be way quicker to come back later to most areas. Like for example, we could get pretty much everything in this area today, and then we could just come back and get like a few fruits that we're not able to get because we don't have the colours yet. But one, it would just be slow because we'd be going out of our way loads. And later on, when we return here, it is really quick anyway just to get everything, because we get everything with like wings and blues. And it just ends up being a really fast day, so there's not really much point going here, like doing everything now, because we can't even access everything now. Plus, when we return here, we do have bomb rocks because we're able to access the cave with the bull bear in it, and that cave is full of bomb rocks, so it makes killing the shaggy longlegs really fast as well, and we can also use the bomb rocks in a few other places to speed things up. So right there I just grew a load of yellows. I grew 25. You can grow like 20, but I prefer to grow 25 because it gives you a bit of leeway. And plus, if we have 25, it'll make day 5 a little bit faster with what we need to do, and I think even day 4 will be a bit faster because I have more yellows for that day. So I like to get that snitch bug out the way, and then I like to throw 10 yellows across that gap. And then I like to put 15 on this gate here. So I like to play as Alf now because Brittany's not doing anything. And you want to get out all of your Pikmin, so just hold down the left trigger and hold down. By the way, I am playing on a Pro controller, and I'm not using motion controls to aim. I know people use motion controls to aim the cursor, but I just prefer to play without motion controls. It's a little bit like the controls on Pikmin 1 with the GameCube. Obviously the buttons are different and the way the Pikmin handle is really different, but it feels more like a GameCube game than a Wii game, the way it handles the controls basically. It doesn't really matter too much what control style you play on, especially if you're not doing any glitches, because glitches can affect the control style, I guess, because you have to kind of whistle your captains out of bounds, and obviously the setup might be a bit different depending on your controls. But you don't really need to worry too much about that, so I just stick with what you're most comfortable with and what you're the fastest at. And yeah, I think you should just be fine no matter what you really play on. You could use Joy-Cons, but I don't really like Joy-Cons. Obviously if you don't have a Pro Controller, then you have to use Joy-Cons, I guess. But I just use Pro Controller because it's a better controller in my opinion. So I like to take on this crystal here, and while these rocks are taking on the gate, I kill this thing over here. I guess it's good use of time because we have to wait for the gate to go down, so I might as well kill an enemy while I'm waiting. The enemy can't really cause you too many issues, but I think it can still eat your Pikmin sometimes when they go past, so I just like to kill him anyway. Kill these slugs and get this strawberry. So I know I was saying before about certain fruits that getting all the fruits in one day is quicker because you'll have like less cutscenes to watch, but there is some fruits that are just quicker to get anyway. Like that strawberry right there is just quicker because otherwise we'd have to go all the way back there and the enemies would be back again when we return, so it's just quicker to get it now while it's there because it's like right in front of us. We're just going to work on this bridge over here, and then we're going to change to Brittany. So there you go. These Pikmin have now finished what they're doing, so we're going to head to the electric gate that should be done, and we're going to go in there. So another thing about like fruits, because I was saying that obviously getting certain fruits is quicker. Yeah, basically just get fruits that are on the path, and also it's good to get things like grapes as well. Like later on there's like a cave which is pretty out of the way, and if we were doing it on day 9 it'd take a while to get all the way back there, and we end up collecting like grapes while we're killing the second boss, and then after that, while we're waiting for the grapes to get back, we get the other bunch of grapes that are on like a higher up ledge, and that's one because obviously we need something to do with our time while we're waiting, and obviously getting grapes is like a good use of time. And two, because when we return later on, there's snitch bugs in that area, and obviously if there's no snitch bugs now, it makes it so much easier to collect them. Right here I like to knock this fruit down. Now sometimes a Pikmin falls off it, so make sure to leave a few Pikmin to throw onto it. So there you go, get that bridge done. The important thing is we get the bridge done as fast as possible. So these Pikmin should be done with this stuff. So basically kill this cannon beetle with your rocks, move the dead body out of the way, and then throw your rocks up here and destroy this crystal. So we're going to go back to that on day 9, and on day 9 we're going to be getting that with wings, that fruit. You could get it now I guess, but it wouldn't really lose any time to get it now because we're waiting on something anyway, but it's just, in my opinion, it's easier just to get it on day 9. I think it would be a little bit faster because on day 9 you get it at a point where it's really convenient and you're not really losing time. So right here there's a little trick we do. This isn't really a glitch, it's more of a trick. It's a bit like what we did on day 2 where we lured Pikmin over to work on a bridge. So you want to get your 10 yellows and get them up here and get them to work on this orange. And that's just because that's like the easiest way to get to that orange in my opinion, because usually you'd have to bring several captains and bounce them across the mushroom and it's really slow. But if we just get them to work on it now, it just makes it really easy. Right now, while I'm waiting for the orange, I'm just going to throw some reds up here for when Alf gets over here. So there's the orange, so I'm just going to whistle my yellows off it because it's quicker to leave it there rather than to wait for it to get to base, because we'd just be waiting around for it to get to base. And now we're just going to head over to Brittany now because both bridges are done. And the bridges do take like a few more minutes than it would to skip the bridges, but I just prefer building them. I just think it makes this whole area so much easier for beginners. And like I was saying, this day is not tight on time whatsoever, so you will have plenty of time to build the bridge. If you are playing on Wii U, because you can follow along kind of with this challenge on Wii U, do bear in mind that you will have a lot less in-game time and it will be harder. And there may be a few things that work slightly differently because the lock-on mechanics are different and just the way Pikmin handle is slightly different in the Wii U version. So if you are following along, there may be a few small changes you need to do. I did make an all fruit tutorial for Pikmin 3 on the Wii U before this came out. And that was in 11 days, so you could like follow it if you want to, but at the same time, like I was very new to the game when I was making it, and I do feel like the tutorial has got a lot of flaws. So if you are looking to get into all fruits and you want to run the glitchless category, I would just recommend following this video here. I think the final time of this 10-day run was like 139 or 138 or something like that, so that was faster than my all fruits PB, glitchless. So I guess it's like a good run to watch if you're a beginner wanting to learn all fruits, but you don't really want to take it too seriously, you want to run glitchless for example. You could follow this. So now I'm just taking my Pikmin across this bridge here, and we're going to be going into the area where Charlie was on day 1. So we're just going to go through here and we're going to be collecting some nectar. If you're wondering why I killed those leaf bugs before, it's because we're going to have some grapes going through that area, and obviously if the leaf bugs are there, they have a chance of dying, so obviously take them out. It only takes like a second to do, so it doesn't really take any time. So there you go, light up this lamp here, and make sure to light this up before you put the rocks on the stick. If you put the rocks on the stick first, they will go back to you in your party, so you'll have to just reswarm them. Because when like a cutscene activates, it puts everyone in the room together, because that's the way cutscenes really work in this game. It's really strange, but that's just the way it works, I guess. Something else I wanted to talk about with this run is I did record it in segments, and I wouldn't say any of the segments are like absolutely perfect. There is still a few small mistakes here and there in the segments, but I tried to get them as good as possible. Like there's no major mistakes and there's no route mistakes, I guess. So that's like a positive, because I didn't really want any of that happening or any like disasters, because it just ruined the flow of the run. I do feel like in my 8-day challenge for Pikmin 1 I was a little bit lazy, and I do feel like I could have optimized some of the days a bit more, and I could have got a bit faster, but oh well, I still beat it in 8 days, so that was fine. But the whole point of this challenge is not just to do it in 10 days, but to actually do it fast in 10 days, and to do it glitchless, like I was saying. So when this boss activates its second phase, it will like roar and the little enemies will appear. So what you want to do is you just want to light up another thing of electricity and he'll fall to the ground and you want to kill him. It's really convenient because we have loads of reds with us, and reds are like the strongest, so it makes it convenient. I'm just going to take out these little enemies while we're waiting. You can get like more nectar, I guess, from these if you want to flower up more of your Pikmin. So you want to start carrying this fruit here. This fruit as well you could get on day 9, but it's just really convenient to get it now because it's right here. And we've got to wait on the grapes to get back because the grapes aren't quite back yet. Also, if you make sure your rocks are flowered before carrying the grapes, they'll definitely be back on time. If they're not flowered, there's a chance that some of the leaves don't get back on time, and they'll end up dying, or you'll have to wait for them. So either one is like annoying. So take on this enemy here, and we're just gonna get this grapes here, and that'll be like the last fruit we get of the day. This is just while we're waiting for the rocks to get back, like I was saying. A really good time to get this now is 1, because we don't really go to this side of the map again. On day 9, we don't really touch that side of the map. And 2, there's no snitch bugs here, like I was saying before. And obviously if there's snitch bugs there, it will annoy your Pikmin, so it's just way more convenient to get the grapes now. It's just a really quick fruit to get. And we can whistle our Pikmin. Like, if we just go along this bridge here, we can whistle them as they're heading back. And as you can see, they're all flowered, so they're just sprinting across the land with grapes. Just looks really cool. There you go, we've got everyone with us. So now we're going to switch to Alf, and all our rocks should be back. And then you just want to end the day. Just make sure everyone's with you, and end the day, and there you go. That is day 3. Main thing is, if you do really struggle for time, just make sure you can get the boss killed today, and make sure you get the fruit back. Don't worry too much about the second grape pile if you don't have time, even though you should have time. And don't worry too much about lining up fruits ready for like day 9. It's just I left that other fruit there because it's convenient to get on day 9. Obviously if you're going for 10 days rather than speed, then you could try and get more stuff today if you're not as confident with getting as much done on day 9, but to be fair, the way we do the cleanup days is really quick, and even though it seems overwhelming having to get like 15-ish fruits on each day, it's really not. It's actually pretty simple, and I'll go over them on those parts. But there you go, that's all there is really to say about day 3. It's a pretty easy day. I wouldn't say it's like super easy, like you're gonna need to practice the route a little bit, but I wouldn't say it's a very hard day either. It's like in the middle, I guess. So there we go, that's day 3. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video and subscribe if you're new around here. If you haven't already, watch day 1 and 2, and stay tuned for the rest of the days. Goodbye.